Hello, and welcome to Vacation Station, hosted by Lisa and Nancy, editors of BigBlendMagazines.com.
Welcome to Big Blend Radio's Vacation Station Travel Show with Nancy and Lisa, the Big Blend mother-daughter travel team on the Love Your Parks tour and publishers of Big Blend Radio and TV Magazine and Parks and Travel Magazine. You can see it all at BigBlendMagazines.com. Today we are going to Anacortes in Washington. It's a beautiful island getaway in Washington State, and we've got Anacortes Chamber of Commerce representative, I can say it,
yes, you can.
Amanda Hubik, back on the show today, and she's going to teach us all about fun, spring and summer fun. She's going to be our Anacortes teacher today. And you can go to anacortes.org. So, hi, teacher Amanda. Party teacher.
Hello, Lisa. Hello, Nancy. Good to talk to you all again. Thanks for having me on.
Hey, it's good to have you back. And this is the thing. We haven't been to Anacortes yet, and we're really itchy to go up there on our tour. And I know hopefully in 2020 we'll get up there. You never know. We may do a little jaunt in the fall. You never know what can happen with us on this tour. But it's, it's going through the website on anacortes.org, and it looks like spring and summer. A lot is happening in regards to boating festivals, water festivals, shipwreck festivals. There's wine, there's art, there's music, farmers markets. I mean, it seems like this is like the time to get out there.
It is. Even though we had the big snowstorm come through in February, end of February, early March is really when the area just kind of starts to wake up. We still have daffodils that are starting to poke out of the ground. Next month, the Tulip Festival happens, and to kind of coincide with the Tulip Festival and to celebrate the abundance of Washington, Anacortes is having their Spring Wine Festival on Saturday, April 13th. So we are super excited about that. It's amazing. It's a beautiful festival. It's in an adorable location. So the way that Anacortes is set up is that we have one main street that kind of runs through the town, and it's called Commercial Avenue. And so basically, if you come into Anacortes through the roundabout off of Highway 20, you go until you almost hit the water. Please don't run off of the dock and into the water. But at the very end of town is a very rustic transit center that is owned by the Port of Anacortes, and that's where we have our Spring Wine Festival. We've got 30 wineries that are going to be pouring anywhere from 3 to 4 different types of wines, a good mix of reds and whites and rosés. Last year, we even had someone that brought wine in a can. And so that was a big hit.
Wow.
Yeah, it was awesome. And there are wines from all across the state. We're still working to get a few more, so we might have 1 or 2 from Oregon. But, it's amazing. So you've got about 100 wines to actually choose from.
Wow.
It is on it, right? We don't expect anybody to try them all. Please don't.
You could just stay forever.
I know. Just
it's
give me
amazing.
like a little trolley to go around in. Someone can push me around and so I can just sip. Wow.
And there's also food available too, which is the nice thing. So a lot of festivals will have food vendors that sell things outside of the festival. Well, with the cost of the ticket for the Anacortes Wine Festival, food is included. So we do have different vendors that are serving things like oysters. We've had an oyster vendor with us now for, I want to say that this is the 3rd year. So if you like fresh oysters from the clean, crisp, clear waters of Washington State, don't mix it, but pair it with your wines. We have a lot of people that will do that. So it's amazing. And then one of the newer things that we have started offering, I want to say that, this is about 2 years ago, is that there are options to sample different cheeses from different parts of the area in addition to olive oil and chocolates. So if there's a rich red wine that you want to pair with a rich fudge or a decadent dark chocolate truffle, you can go sample from different vendors and then buy a dozen and then go have a seat in the VIP area if you have a VIP ticket, and just enjoy your chocolate.
You know, I'm thinking that, this is
dark chocolate and red wine.
This is like the best festival ever. And then all the views. And so I wanted to touch on this because you're talking about, the fresh food and everything, that I know you have a farmer's market that goes through the summer into the fall as well. So where you're located, I want people to understand where that is. So you're not that far from Seattle, and you don't have to have a boat to get there, right, to the island?
Correct. Anacortes is actually a drive-to island. So from Seattle, you take I-5, and then you get onto Highway 20. And Anacortes, if traffic is good, is only about 90 minutes away from Seattle. And there's really only 3 turns that you have to make. You basically exit off of I-5, and then you turn at the roundabout, or you turn at R Avenue if you want to go more along the industrial route, kind of around the island. But no, it's beautiful, and it is amazing. Yeah. And we do have a ton of stuff, like you were talking about, farmers market.
Yeah. Is there a lot grown on the island itself, or does it come from the local islands?
A lot of our vendors come from a little bit farther out. Anacortes is in Skagit County, and Skagit County is an incredible place that grows a wide variety of stuff. We have a lot of independent farmers that sell very, of course, seasonal items because you're getting it directly from the farmer. So this time of year, you find really fresh, smaller greens like spinaches, early radishes, late turnips that have been able to overwinter, stuff like that. And, of course, in the summer, you'll see lots of berries. You see lots of fresh foods like tomatoes. So it's a really nice opportunity to go out and get some seasonal food.
Nice. I like
Very
that.
cool.
Very cool. Now, okay, so seasonal food, the views, spring, summer. What do the temperatures get like for people knowing when they're packing? And because a lot of the visitors are actually staying on their boat, right? They're floating on their boat.
We have a lot of people that will either come in on their boats, or they will drive onto the island and they've got a boat that's in the Cap Sante Marina or in any of the other private marinas in the area. Really, April is kind of an unpredictable time. In all of my years that I've been in Anacortes, we have had some incredible days where it's 70 degrees and the sun is out and guys are in shorts and you're in a sundress. And then we had 1 year, 4 years ago, where it was 43 degrees and there were wind gusts up to 50 miles an hour. So bring clothes that include jeans and thick wool socks, but then also bring something that's light and breezy, and remember to dress in layers. That's pretty much the motto for Western Washington, dress in layers.
That's all the way through summer, too. So all the way through summer.
And the nice thing about summer, too, depending on where you're coming from, if you're coming from the south or if you're coming from the Midwest where it's a little humid, Anacortes is going to be cooler for you in the summers than what you're used to. So I grew up in Texas, and it did take me about 3 years to actually acclimate. I would wear long-sleeve shirts in the summer, being out at 72 degrees. And there can be a nice breeze coming off of the water. I know. And when you're used to 102-degree temperatures, 72 is downright chilly.
I know. It's like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Dressing in layers always works, especially if you travel. I mean, we've learned that. It does.
It does.
You really have to dress in layers.
Yep. One of the trickiest things that I've learned, though, is that here in the Pacific Northwest, you have to make sure that you wear sunscreen all of the time, because when it's nice outside, you'll spend 5 or 6 hours out in the sun and you won't realize how much sun you're actually getting. So pack sunscreen and then pack backup sunscreen.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Good tip.
Even when you go out on a kayak, and you got to be, have the right sunscreen so you don't hurt the fishes with your sunscreen. You got to have the
especially
kind sunscreen for the fishes, and I want to go kayaking so bad. I know Eric Shore's on the show, and I'm like, dude, I want to go out there
that's
kayaking.
That's really so much fun.
I mean, imagine seeing a
so
whale,
much fun.
dude. That is cool. And hiking, and you've got that the Cape of Disappointment, right? Am I getting that right? That huge bridge.
We have Deception Pass Park, which has the huge bridge.
Okay, I don't know where Cape of Disappointment came from, but it's all
right after
all
the
kind
bridge
connected.
of deception.
Yeah, you got decepted, and then you got disappointed, and then you went on a kayak ride or a boat ride, and then had wine, and then all was fine.
And then it all worked out.
To the wine festival. So everyone, the wine festival, the spring wine festival is April 13th, and the one thing. So we were telling you got the farmers market starting from May, going through October, and then I was reading that you have. It seems like this art walk. Is this a year-round thing? A First Friday art walk?
Yeah. So the First Friday Art Walk happens every First Friday, regardless of the time of year. We've had it in wind and rain and sunshine and different things like that. So there are multiple shops in the downtown area that choose to participate. It doesn't necessarily even have to be a gallery like the Majestic Hotel. We'll put up photographs and different art. There are a number of galleries downtown that focus on different kinds of art, because you have to remember that an artisan can be somebody that also makes jewelry. An artisan can also be somebody that makes something that's functional, like an end table that's made out of a fallen maple tree and has been glossed over or has like fused glass inset in it. So, no, it's just an amazingly fun time. It goes from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. on the first Friday of every month. Different shops will have their doors open. It's kind of hard to miss when a First Friday Art Walk is happening. So get a dinner reservation, have a nice meal either before or after you start your art walk, and just go enjoy the town. It's a great time.
And then when you get to summertime, it starts in July and August, right? Wednesday and Friday nights. So you could have art and music in the summer.
Nice.
Wednesday and Friday nights you have concerts at Seafarers Memorial Park. Hey, there's another park.
Yep. We have a lot of parks. And Seafarers is right on the water. It's right next to the Cap Sante Marina, and so there are public concerts that free for the public, and it's an amazing blend of music. You can have local folks that come back to Anacortes. They grew up in the area. Maybe they're coming back to hang out with their friends and family, and they just happen to put on a concert for it. So there's a good mix of music, from stuff that's a little bit kind of country alternative to cover bands. Like there's a really fun cover band that comes in, and they specifically focus on Neil Diamond songs. So it's nice. Yay, it's so much fun. Yeah. And then what we'll also do is that there'll be swing music, there'll be all sorts of stuff. And so the best part about it, too, is that it's free, and it's at a beautiful location that's right on the water. And we also have an incredible 4th of July celebration that happens there every year as well.
Oh, okay, cool. Nice. I like coastal 4th of July. For some reason, there's just something about the water, and I don't know, just that just feels right for me. Now, speaking of the water, you have a waterfront festival at Shipwreck Day and the Anacortes Boat and Yacht Show. So the Boat and Yacht Show, that makes sense, right? This is the second one that you're doing. So this is in May 16th through 19th, right?
Yep, the Anacortes Boat and Yacht Show is something that we do with the partnership of the Northwest Marine Trades Association, folks that put on the Seattle Boat Show. And so it's well organized. It's greatly supported by so many different yacht brokers and boat builders. It has turned into something that has honestly, like from the start, from the inception, it's outgrown the marina. They worked really hard last year to make sure that everybody understood basically the life cycle of boating. There are a lot of people that are new to the boating industry, so we want to walk them through. Here's a starter boat. Here's how it's made. Hey, let's go out to the boat yard. How cool is it that we can, and they're working on getting shuttles out to the different boat yards. So instead of just walking along the piers and walking along the boats, you can actually go see where they're built and see sometimes the boats actually getting built or repaired. So that, I think, is one thing that sets the Anacortes Boat and Yacht Show apart from other places.
Do you have any pirates?
Yeah, we want pirates.
We want pirates.
That's for Shipwreck Day, maybe. Shipwreck Day,
there
July
might
20th.
be a pirate or two. Yeah. And Shipwreck Day has evolved into just this fun day of community and people getting together and just kind of visiting. So Shipwreck Day is a fundraiser for one of the local community groups in the area, charity groups in the area. And they closed down a large portion of Commercial Avenue downtown, and it's this amazing community garage sale. It is so much fun. Shipwreck Day is incredible, and there are food trucks that are set up. People will play live music on the corners. There are individuals that can purchase tables, but also every once in a while businesses will also participate. And usually, it's also almost always a beautiful day. So even if you don't end up buying anything, you can kind of walk around and you're going to see 6 to 10 people that you know out buying some kind of amazing collectible.
Cool. I like Shipwreck.
I like it too.
Has there been shipwrecks in your area? Has that happened in history that you know of?
Probably, yeah. The area that we're in is, I've never seen a ghost ship, even though that would be really cool. The area that we live in has a really rich history of commercial fishing, of just a very strong maritime heritage. So we try not to think about the shipwrecks, that happen in the area, to kind of honor our maritime heritage. If I jump forward in the year, is that during Christmas, we have an amazing crab pot Christmas tree that we put on downtown. So
I like that.
If you come in the summer and you fall in love with the town, come back anytime after the first Friday in December and take a look at our crab pot Christmas tree. It's pretty amazing. It's about 20 foot tall. It is made from reclaimed crab pots that Fish and Wildlife have donated to us, and then it's decorated by different community members. So the garland is made from buoys. We've got different stores in town that will donate lights for us. It's covered in garland that we have another local store donate for us. We have also had a couple of different artists give us things to put up. Like the high school gave us crabs and an octopus Christmas tree topper. And then we also had a gentleman last year that made some metal sea life for us. So shrimp and different types of fish made out of a beautiful metal that has kind of weathered away in the cold weather. So they've got a really interesting patina on them now. So it'll be really interesting to see how cool it looks next year. Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Oh, that is cool. That's cool. I love this whole, the nautical theme.
Yeah, me too.
And the Waterfront Festival, everyone, this is June 1st and 2nd, the Anacortes Waterfront Festival. Do you think I can meet a sailor?
No, she's not a sailor. Used to be cowboy, now it's sailor.
I know. I was gonna sing Soldier Boy. I was going Sailor Boy. Get that Neil Diamond dude over.
Right.
Yeah.
No, the Waterfront Festival is another incredible family-friendly community event. It's a 2-day festival that happens on Saturday and Sunday, always the first Saturday and Sunday in June. And it's a mix of more live music from people that are from the area. We also have, honestly, a group of singers called the Shifty Sailors, and they come and they sing sea shanties. So it kind of takes you back, to the good old days, and they sing very traditional songs, and they all have on striped shirts, and it's amazing to hear them. We also have different kids from the local schools come in, and so there's like the drum line, or there's different students that will come in their 4th or 5th or 6th grade music classes. So it's definitely an opportunity for families to come out and kind of celebrate the start of summer. Since summer officially starts, I think June 21st is what it is. So, and it's a really exciting time for kids to get to hang out with each other, and for people to get to listen to live music. There's also a lot of food that will be served there. And then we also have craft vendors and people that sell different kinds of things. It doesn't necessarily have to be nautical focused, but you'll find things like handmade soaps and jewelry. There is a big place over in the corner where kids can get together with their parents or with other friends and family and build their own little wooden boat.
Oh, I want to do that.
I want to do it too.
I want to be a kid.
I want to
it's
build
so much
a great
fun, and
pirate ship.
You might have to put a couple of pieces of the little boats together, but it's super easy. One of the Rotary groups in town takes care of everything. So volunteers get together and they take pieces of wood and they donate their time and they build bases, and then they have little flags that kids can put on, and there's little stickers and other little things that they put together. So it's a good opportunity to go out and just have a good time and grab a bite to eat.
Very cool.
That sounds like so much fun.
Yeah, hey, this is
a little pirate flag.
Yeah. And of course, food and all that good stuff. I mean, it just looks so idyllic. And hiking trails, this is something that people, I know we talked about the events, but activity-wise, there's kayaking, but what about hiking and things like that? That's another big thing that people do out in your area, and go bird watching.
Absolutely. The Anacortes Community Forest Lands are city-owned, and we have 2,800 acres of community forest lands, and this is everything to outside of Deception Pass, because that's a state park. And Deception Pass is split between the south end of Fidalgo Island, which is where Anacortes is, and the north part of Whidbey Island. So depending on what you want to do, you've got Washington Park, you've got the Tommy Thompson Trail actually walks along the waterfront. So if you want something that's a little bit easier and is flatter, that's a great place to go. You do share that area with bikers, but it's also a really interesting opportunity to get out close to the water without actually getting in the water. Because not everybody wants to go kayaking. Not everybody's super adventurous. Not everybody has time to even get out on a boat and spend 5 to 6 hours out on the water. But the Tommy Thompson Trail is definitely a good opportunity to see a lot of sea life and actually just experience the water. Yeah.
I want to
do that. That sounds perfect.
I know. I'm putting a list together. We're putting a big list together. And then for lodging, you were talking about a lot of people have their boats there, but for people driving in and want to, have a midweek or a weekend getaway, what kind of lodging opportunities are there?
We have various different lodging opportunities. Anybody that's looking for kind of a budget hotel that's maybe $70 or $80 a night, we have some of those. We also have some higher end ones. One of the things that we're noticing is that there are a few more Airbnbs that are popping up as well. There's also camping. Deception Pass and Washington Park do both have camping. So if you want to really rough it, I'm not a camper. I have a lot of respect for people that are, but I really like to sleep in my own bed. And again, I grew up in Texas where you can't really go camping because then there's insects that want to kill you. But Washington is so safe, and I do love going out and going to Washington Park early in the morning on a weekend because you can smell campers making bacon.
Oh. See, she just wants to go in and have breakfast. So she wants bacon. Okay, so that brings us to dining opportunities. Is it mostly seafood in Anacortes?
It depends on what you're looking for, and again, honestly, what time of the year it is. We do have some restaurants that will kind of focus in on seafood, but there are also a lot of places, both uptown and downtown, that will rotate out their menus to be more seasonal. So, when it's early spring, there might be more asparagus on the menus. When it's in the middle of the summer and a lot of the salmon have just finished running, you'll see a variety of, it's a good run for king salmon. So we're going to have king instead of sockeye. And then the thing that's so fascinating about salmon too is that all of the different species taste completely different. They look completely different. They pair with so many different things, and it's just you could really spend an entire month in Anacortes and probably have 3 or 4 different types of salmons at the restaurants.
Wow, I didn't know that.
I had no idea either.
Yeah,
lots of food. Yeah. Now,
Lots
do you have a dive bar? That's an important question. I know people, you never know, because a lot of times people leave that away and they're like, oh, you don't want to go in the dive bar. I always want to go in the dive bar.
And do they let you bring monkeys?
Yeah, do they let us bring our Priscilla, our little pink sock monkey, our travel mascot? Do you have a dive bar? It's important. A lot of us want to go to a dive bar. Just saying.
No, it's true. And it depends on what your definition of a dive bar is, honestly. We do have multiple restaurants in town.
Yeah.
Almost every place in town is the local watering hole. I'm not just saying this to skirt the issue, but it's true. It's really true. There are so many places, like for example, almost every bar or restaurant in town that has a bar, almost every single one of them has a trivia night.
Oh, cool.
A trivia night makes a watering hole a local watering hole. A lot of different places will have outside breweries come in and do like a brewer's night. And so those are really cool because a lot of times they'll bring in kegs of special beer that normally won't be on tap, and then they'll normally give you like a raffle ticket. So if you buy a beer that's from the folks that are doing the brewer's night, you get a raffle ticket, and then you can buy some swag.
See?
Or you win your own cake.
Yeah.
I'd like to win that.
I've never had a night that's been quite as good as winning a keg, but a few years ago, who was it? It was New Belgium that came in, and they gave away one of those red bikes that they're known for. Yeah,
cool.
That was one of the raffle tickets.
Oh.
Yeah, they do the Fat Tire Festival. That cycling
That's right,
event.
they do.
They're awesome. We've had them on shows a couple times talking about, because it's really about, putting pedal power instead of car power. And I think that's what's neat about islands is a lot of times you can just walk everywhere, right? You could park and walk, and that's something I just, that's good. Because then you can have more beer. That's what I'm saying. Don't tell the doctor. If you can just walk everywhere, that's...
No, it's very true. Anacortes is a very walkable city. Even if you want to drive to some of the forest lands and walk around, all of the forest lands are really well labeled too. We have hiking maps that are on our website that the city of Anacortes has put together for us through their GIS department. So, and it really, like I said before, it just depends on what your comfort level is. If you want to walk around a lake, we also have Cranberry Lake and Heart Lake and Whistle Lake. The Mount Erie Park has a couple of amazing lookout points, and Mount Erie actually has a road that you can drive up, kind of like Washington Park. And if you want to be tough, you'll hike up that road because it's a pretty steep climb. But it's a lot of fun. And then, like I said, Washington Park is just a beautiful place. There's a playground out there. You can rent. They're not tents, but they're like built-in structures. You can rent those and then have barbecues out there during the summer. So there's a lot of options for outdoor dining as well if you want to do a little bit of DIY and watch the sunset.
Ooh, I like that. What is your perfect weekend in the summer in Anacortes? No working, no working, no working, no helping at events, none of that. You're just going to take a full weekend off and just really enjoy all your favorite things in Anacortes. And Priscilla, our pink sock monkey, is paying for it. So, it's just go for it.
Oh, okay.
She's loaded.
So it's on the monkey. So my perfect weekend, I would go to the top of the Cap Sante lookout. I would make myself coffee in a French press. And I would go to the top of the Cap Sante lookout and bring my coffee with me, and I would watch the sunrise.
Nice.
And so I would sit up there. I'd start off with a blanket wrapped around my shoulders because it would still be kind of chilly in the morning, watch the sunrise, and then I would leave my car kind of parked at the base of the marina after walking up, and then I would walk downtown. It would be a Saturday, so I would hit the farmer's market. I would grab myself a second coffee because you can't get through the weekend without 2 cups of coffee on Saturdays. I would pick up exactly. I would pick up some vegetables for the rest of the week. I would grab myself probably a scone because I know I'm going to do a lot of walking and I can walk off the 400 calories. Because if you're going to get a scone, you get one that's full of like strawberries and cream, right? So I would do that. And then I would walk around downtown. I'd probably stop in and visit with a lot of the shop owners. I would check and see what some of the retailers have. We have a really good assortment of clothing. There's a used bookstore. There's a new bookstore. There is a yarn shop. There's a quilt shop. I know I'm going to forget something because there's so many things. Looking into the art galleries, there's actually an art supply store, and I would probably pick up a new watercolor and then plan to paint later that night when I got home. And then I would probably have lunch. Yeah, I would hop into one of the local restaurants and have a burger because a burger is great to have on the weekend. Probably grab myself a Pilsner, and just enjoy it. I would then go home and take a nap.
I'm digging this.
And then, right, it's a perfect weekend. And then after I took a nap, I would probably find out what musician was playing downtown. I would call up a couple of my friends, and we would have dinner together somewhere. We would listen to live music probably from about 8 to 10 o'clock. And then I would probably walk home and watch the sunset because the other really cool thing about being up in Anacortes, we are far enough north so that the sun goes down really, really late. On the summer solstice, the sun rises at about 4 o'clock and sets at about 10.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Wow. It's amazing. It's amazing. And so, so that would be Saturday. And then for Sunday, I would probably honestly take a little day trip. The other really nice thing about, there's so many nice things about Anacortes, but Anacortes is really close to a lot of the little towns in the area. And there are a lot of other fun little places to visit. La Conner is just a hop, skip, and a jump away. Like I said, Deception Pass Park crosses both our island and the island immediately below us, so it's not a very far drive. And then there's another little place called Padilla Bay. So you basically go back up 20, and then you take a left, and you go to this amazing place that is, I don't even know how to describe it because I don't have the words for the way that the geography is set up, but the beach is really shallow. And so if you time it just right and the sun is in the perfect position, you can walk out on this beach as the tide has gone out, and you're actually walking around in really, really warm sand. And so as the tide starts to come back in, the water is coming in, and it's coming in over this really shallow but warm sand. And so it's one of the few places that you can kind of go in the area and experience warm water. Because we're on the Salish Sea, there's the Swinomish Channel, all of the water that's around us is usually really, really cold. So it's one of my favorite places to go. I mean, seriously, just pack a picnic lunch and go out there. There's some trees along the beach area where you can sit and not get sunburned. And then I would apply, of course, sunscreen probably 3 or 4 different times throughout the day.
So this is cool.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going for it. This is my style of weekend. Yeah. It's very, very cool.
It's perfect. You can do as much as you want, or you can do as little as you want, and it's going to be fantastic regardless of what you do.
Oh, cool. Very nice. We can't wait to get up
Thank
there.
You.
I mean, it just sounds beautiful.
I'm so excited to have y'all coming up. Yeah.
Yeah, we have to go have wine at the top of a hill. Yeah. We'll have coffee first, and we can have wine later, and then coffee again, so that we can have wine.
Please.
We'll have
and a hamburger somewhere in there.
Yeah, the burger, yeah, that sounds good too, and beer, we can have all of it in one day. Whoa. We can do it, and that's what Sundays are for.
It stays light so long that you almost have to.
Yeah, I mean, this is cool. Well, we appreciate you coming back on the show and giving us the scoop on what to do in spring and summer. I told everyone you're a good teacher of what to do, what to see and do in Anacortes.
Thank you.
everyone go to anacortes.org. We also have information up on nationalparktraveling.com. Very excited to start covering this destination. And we're going to close with a song. We always love to dedicate music to our guests. And we're going to close with this. We had to play this. It's called Oceanfront Walk.
Oh, there you go.
It's from Johnny Mastro and the Mama's Boys, a blues band out of New Orleans. They used to be based out in Long Beach and Venice Beach, California. That's where we first met them, walking on the beach, really. Mm-hmm. We heard their music. We went, we must go in. And then all of a sudden we got home at 3 in the morning. I don't know what happened, but that's what happened. We've been friends ever since. Yeah. But everyone, thank you for joining us here on Big Blend Radio. You can keep up with our shows. Just go to bigblendradio.com. You can listen live or later on demand. The best thing to do is to sign up to get our newsletter. It comes out once a week, and you'll be able to keep up with our Love Your Parks tour that way, or go to loveyourparkstour.com. We can't wait to get to Anacortes and put all the parks on the map. Mm-hmm. And anyway, just get our newsletter. You'll get our magazines in your email box. So there it is. Well, listen, have a wonderful summer. Amanda, thanks again.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Nancy.
Hey, take care.
Take care.
Here it is, everyone. Oceanfront Walk from Johnny Mastro and the Mama's Boys. You can keep up with them at JohnnyMastro.com.